Hey family, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you guys back into the channel. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this Maxi tote bag. It has zipper, it has inside zipper pocket, it has a front pocket, and it also has a laptop compartment. So if this is something you'd like to see, please stay tuned to the channel and let's go straight into the tutorial. So guys, in making of this tutorial, I have already cut out all my pattern off camera. So if you're wondering the material I'm using, I am actually using a two-faced leather for this project. This is because I don't want to pad the bag, and the best leather to use is a two-faced leather because two-faced leather are very durable and thick. Okay, so I got this two-faced leather that has a pattern on one side, and that is what I am using. So the measurement I'm using for the main body is a 16 inches by 13 inches. The side gusset of course has to be I am using 6 inches by 12 inches. Yes, for the side gusset I'm using 6 inches rather by 12 inches. This is the landing this is the zipper compartment and the laptop compartment. So I have a dedicated tutorial on how to go about a laptop compartment. So if you don't know how to go about that, you can check in the description box. I have a dedicated tutorial about that. So the measurement for the handle is a 1 inches by 28 inches. I have two, and I also have a 36 inches by 1 inches for the long strap. Okay, so what I'm doing right here is I'm measuring 3 inches on both ends, and I am going to be starting my stitches from there. Okay, so I'll measure 3 inches this way on both ends, then I'll fold it like this, and I'm just going to give it a straight stitch to the other 3 inches. So this is how to go about a two-face handle. Okay, it will come out as if you put holes inside. So this is how it came out, and it's durable, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. So the zipper part, I am using a 2 inches by 11 inches. Okay, and I have two pieces. So this is how I'm going to be fixing my zipper, like this, and I'm going to be stitching it like this. So the zip I'm using here is actually short. I didn't realize it after I finished the tutorial. So if you are making your own bag, make sure the length of your zip is 18 inches. Now after I sew it, that is basically everything about the zipper side. Now the next thing I'm going to be going to work on is the side gusset. So I'm just going to give it a top stitch like this, top stitch like this, then I'm going to go ahead and join it to the bottom. We already know how to go about our side gusset on this channel. So the width I'm using is not our regular 4 inches, it's actually 6 inches because it is a maxi tote bag. So after I was done joining the bottom to the side, I'm going to go ahead and keep that aside, and I'm going to start working on the front pocket. I have a dedicated tutorial on the channel on how to go about a front pocket. So if you don't know how to go about a front pocket, just check the description box, you'll see it. So the measurement I'm using here is 8.5 inches by 12.5 inches, and the flap is 5.5 inches, while the side is 1 inches. Okay, so I went ahead and joined everything together as I shown that I'm going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and keep that aside. So for the zipper compartment, for the inside zipper, this is what I am doing. I went ahead and cut out my fabric, my lining, then I went ahead and joined the zipper to a particular fabric. The width is determined by you, but because I want the lining space to be able to carry a phone, I decided to make it 9 inches so that I'll be able to fold it in like this by half inches and give it a top stitch. This is a this is the easiest front pocket in history. So this is how it's going to B. Okay, so we are done with the front for with the inside pocket rather. Now for the lining compartment, I am just going to be arranging it nicely, and I am going to be sewing it. Like I said, I have a dedicated tutorial. So the measurement I'm using is a the laptop the measurement of the laptop I want to go is a 14 inches laptop. So I cut the fabric out at 15 inches by 12 inches, so that when I sew it, the half inches will go as at stitching allowance. So the to determine the measurement for your laptop compartment, of course it has to be determined by the particular laptop size you are using. So if you want to use a 14, if you want a 14 inches, make sure you add 1 inches, and if it is a 12 inches, make sure you also add 1 inches. So I'm just turning it inside out, then I'm just going to go ahead and arrange it nicely on my lining piece. Make sure it's as center as possible. Then I'm going to go ahead and give it and just sew it on top. So thank you guys for tuning into the channel once again. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I love you and God bless you. And if you are just tuning into the channel for the very first time, please do well to click on the subscribe button and also the notification bell, so that I get notified whenever I post a new tutorial. Because on this channel I teach bag making tutorials, beginner friendly tutorials, anything pertaining bag making, padded work, gum work, leather works, Ankara works, anything bag making, then this is your channel. So if you are a bag lover just like me, or you're a fashion lover just like me, then this channel is for you. So feel free to click on the subscribe button and also the notification bell, so that you get notified whenever I post a new tutorial. Because on this channel I'm sure we have amazing tutorials to show you guys, and we have already on the channel that I'm sure you can learn one or two from. So after I was done with the laptop compartment, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do now is to start working on the handles. So I'm going to be measuring I think 3 inches from the middle, just 3 inches from the middle, just to make sure the bag is as center as possible, because you know we are going to be sewing half inches on the side. So I went down by 2.5 inches per 1.5 inches, that's 3.5 inches, because I'm going to be folding in 1 inches on the top. So I'm just going to be going down by 3.5 inches, then I'll connect the lines, and I'm going to be using that as a guide to sew in my handles like this. So I'm going to be sewing it square. You can shape your handle anyhow you want, but I just want it to come out square. So I'm going to be sewing them on the two sides of the bag. So what I do for one side is what I'm going to go ahead and do for the second side, for the second compartment, like this. Okay, so when I'm done, this is what it looks like I said, you don't have to worry about the durability of the handle, because it is a two-faced leather and it is actually very, very thick. So now what I'm doing right here is I'm trying to get the middle of my leather, so that I'll be able to start attaching my lining to it. The lining is in excess. Yes, I forget to say the measurement of the lining. The measurement of the lining is actually 12 inches by 18 inches. It is in excess because the lining is going to be unraveling, so, and you need to fold it in so that it will not be unraveling. I'll show you what I mean in a bit. So after I put in my lining, I'm going to go ahead and get the middle of my zipper part as well. Then I am now going to be putting it on top. Then I'm just going to be giving it a stitch. Okay, so I'm going to be giving it a stitch. So I just want to check something so that I will be on the right page. So this is how it's supposed to look like after we are done stitching. Okay, so what you're going to go ahead and do is to put the zipper first, then lining next, so that everything will come out right. So you go to your sewing machine and stitch it. So you do the first compartment first, and make sure you fold the excess like this. Okay, make sure you fold in the excess like this, then you give it a straight stitch. So after you're done with that, you come to the second compartment and come and fix your front pocket. Okay, make sure you give you half inches from the bottom, and make sure you arrange it nicely on the top side, and make sure the space you're giving on the two sides are actually equal, so that it will not be one-sided. Yes, so that it will not be one-sided. So you just make your markings, make your measurements, and just give it a straight stitch. Like I said, I have a tutorial already, so I don't have to explain much about this. So when you are done with sewing the lining, this is what it looks like. You just go ahead and measure your 1 inches. Please make sure you measure your 1 inches before now, okay? Because if you measure your 1 inches right now, it's going to be giving you issues. So I measured my 1 inches before I sew in the lining and the zipper part. I'm sorry I did not mention that before. So when you measure the 1 inches before now, you are going to be having accurate measurement. But if you do not measure it before you sew, you might not have accurate measurements because you've already sewn in some inches inwards. Okay, now when you now measure and you fold, you go to your sewing machine and give it a straight stitch. Okay, so this is now what it's going to look like. So this is what it is going to look like. You give it a straight stitch, so this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so now the next thing you're going to go ahead and do now is to just rub your gum to just put in your lining, so that it will stay in place when you want to stitch it, when you want to stitch your side gusset. Okay, I just hope you understand what I'm saying. It is optional, actually it is optional. So in case you are not a gum, you don't do gum work, you can just keep this, just make sure you fold in the lining inwards very well, because we are making our, we are the side we are sewing is an outside stitch side, so we don't want the lining to be poking out. But so you can, this is actually optional, all right? So you can just fold it nicely and start your stitches. You can use your pins, or no, don't use your pins, so because you'll be poking the leather and you don't want that, but you can use your clips rather to just hold it in place. Okay, so please, like I said, this is actually optional. So when I am done arranging, I am folding in all the excesses, because the lining is on, is a fabric lining, it's used to unravel. Okay, so you arrange it nicely and you fold in all the side. So when you're done with that, you go ahead and do the same thing on the second side. Then you go ahead and start stitching, start fixing your side. Remember the side is 12 inches by 6 inches. So when you sew them together, this is what they actually look like. So this is the final look of the bag. Now the next thing that is left now is to start putting in your accessories. You put your padlock, you put your rivet and some other accessories that I put at the that you see at the beginning of the video. So when you're done, this is the final look of this bag, guys. Yes, it came out beautiful, and it's actually client's work and she loved it. So thank you guys for tuning in to the channel once again, and if you are still watching to this moment, you are the real Odogun. Thank you very much for watching. I love you and God bless you. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you learned one or two from these tutorials, and don't forget to say something nice in the comment section. See you guys in my next tutorial.